Hello, everyone. Before we start, let me share the link to another Thai page. Gonna take 1 minute. Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all from all over the world. Before we start, let us all pay respect to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha first. นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังศิรสานะมามิสาธุ So good morning. Well, hi, hello. As you can see, it's like in the evening here in Thailand. My name is Ayya Khemavamsī from Thailand, from Mahavana Tuthangka, which is the 7th branch of Nirodharam Bhikkhuni Monastery in Thailand. So hi everyone. Hi Vivian, Gita Brown, John, Spook Waters. Good morning from Lake Murray, USA. Hi Mana, hi Douglas, Proto, Dhamma, Sarita, Karuna, and then Sue. Hello everyone. Today, as you can see, the topic is about the discourse on the anthill and its 15 puzzles. Hi Namo Buddhaya. As you can see, I already post the link, so you all can read it through together. But I would not, go like everything in the sutra because it's quite long. But I'm gonna talk about it briefly at first, and then talk about the 15 puzzle, and then what the Buddha gave an answer to the monk. The sutta that I brought to you today is about the anthill or the termite mound. In Pali, we call Vammīka Suttaṁ. It's from the middle course collection, the first 50, the chapter of simile, collections of middle discourse. So it's quite long. MN 23, middle course 23. I'll talk briefly about, what's in the sutra, so you all can read through from the link that I attached. So I have heard at one time the Buddha was staying near Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anantapindika Monastery. Now at that time, Venerable Kassapa, the prince, or as in Pali, the Venerable Kumara Kassapa. He has the name Kumara Kassapa because he was adopted by the prince, by the king himself. So people, used to refer to him as Kassapa, the prince, or Kumara Kassapa. At that time, Venerable Kumara Kassapa was staying in the dark forest, or the forest of the blind. Late at night, a glorious Deva, lighting up the entire dark forest, went up to Kumara Kassapa, stood to one side and said, Monk, the anthill or the termite mound fumes by night and flames by day. The Brahman said, Dig, Sumetha, having taken up the sword. So, Sumetha, in Pali we use the word Sumetha, right? But for the English translation, many translations, they use the word clever one. So the Brahmin said, dig. To dig, the clever one, you have to dig and you have to use the sword. Here, with many translation, they can use the sword, they can use the weapon, they can use the tool, but I'm going to use the tool to dig, taking up the tool and digging. The clever one saw this one, like many translation, but for me, I'm going to use the word, sorry, I forgot. Use the word cotter pin, cotter pin, or the word wooden lash, wooden bar. So, like many translation in English, but in Thai we use lim salak. It's like the wooden lash, the wooden bar, just like this. Or it's like something that, like a cotter pin, just like a pin. Okay, so after that, like the Brahmin said, like, okay, you have to dig up with the weapon or with the tool. And then when the Sumetha or the clever one dig and saw a cotter pin, he said, a cotter pin, reveal one. The Brahmin then speaks, take out the cotter pin using the tool and dig on. Next, he found a frog or a toad. The Brahmin said, take out the toad using the tool and dig on. Then he found a fork road or the fork path. The Brahmin said, get rid of the fork path using the tool and dig on. Then he found a sieve. The Brahmin said, take out the sieve using the tool and dig on. Then he found a tortoise. The Brahmin said, take it out using the tool and dig on. Then he found a chopping board. The Brahmin said, take it out using the tool and dig on. Next, he found a piece of meat. The Brahmin said, take it out using the tool and dig on. Then he found a naga serpent, like a cobra, a naga serpent, like big snake. The Brahmin said, let the naga be, do not touch, do relevance to the naga. And then the Deva said, if you, monk, which is referred to the venerable Kumara Kassapa, if you, having approached to the Blessed One, were to ask him about these 15 questions, then you could remember as the Buddha explains to you. I do not see anyone in the world with this Deva world, Mara world, or the Brahma's world who could turn his mind to expounding this question except the Tathagata or the Blessed One. No one can explain this to you. Or if not the Buddha himself, then the Buddha's disciple or anyone who has heard the teaching of the Buddha. So you have to ask the Buddha these, puzzles, these 15 questions. After, talking about this, after delivering all this story and questions, then the Deva vanished. And after that, the venerable Kumara Kassapa came to tell the Buddha these all questions and asked, what is the anthill? Actually, I have the slide for you. So the Kumara Kassapa asked the first question, what is the anthill? What is the termite mound? Second, what is fuming by night? And what is flaming by day? Who is the Brahmin? Who is the Sumetha? Or who is the clever one? What is the tool? What is the weapon? What is the sword? Many translation. What is to dig? What is the cotter pin? Or what is the wooden lash or wooden bar? What is the toad? What is the fork road? What is the sieve? What is the tortoise? What is the chopping board? What is the piece of meat? And the last question, what is the naga serpent? So these are the 15 questions. After that, the Buddha explained, everything, starting the first question, what is the anthill? The Buddha said, The anthill monk is a synonym for the body made of the four great elements, originated from mother and father, nourished on food and milk, or in another translation, nourished on food and porridge, of a nature to be constantly rubbed away, pounded away, broken up, and scattered. This is one translation. But the link that I provided you, Bhikkhu Suchato, translated as the first one, right? Termite mound or the anthill is a term for this body that made up of the four primary elements, which is earth, water, fire, and wind. See, earth, water, fire, and wind, just the four primary elements. Like this is earth, right? Water is just like blood or urine or something like that. And fire is just, the fire that can, digest the food or make you feel warm or something like that. And the wind is just can make you move with the movement like this. So made up of the four primary elements, produced by mother and father, because you have, mother and father, and then you are born. Built up from rice and porridge. You need food to survive. And also this body is liable to impermanence, to wearing away and erosion, to breaking up and destruction. What does it mean in another translation that has to wrap away? Like every morning or when you're dirty, then you have to wash yourself, like have to clean yourself, you have to, wrap away. You have to, for someone, have to massage, have to nourish the body, have to, take care of the body to be able to make it clean, make it be able to survive, make it to be able to work and to, to live the life, something like that. So the anthill can be a synonym for the body. But more than that, in the commentary, the teachers, in the commentary, teachers have explained that, anthill and the body has something similar. Thinking about the anthill. The anthill, is made from it's like the construction, regarding, talking about the construction of the anthill, right? The ants, like labor ants, the working ants, have to create their dwelling. So when they create, like when they dig, the soil and then have to, build up the termite mound, build up the anthill. The body is like that. The body has like, like when the ant make the anthill, they have to dig and then have to, like spill like the dirt, the soil up, right? To create the dwelling. Just like the body, that there are waste, for example, something come out from the eye, we call like the eye booger, right? From ear, we call ear wax, right? From nose, we call like a booger or snot, right? And from the skin, we have like dead skin, have sweat, we have like digestive byproduct. So this thing is just like when we eat and then all the protein, all things like that, and then come out of the body. And just observe this. These are the unpleasant thing, right? Just like the ant dig up the soil and then, build up like debris on top of the anthill, something like that. So that is why the anthill can be referred to the body, and it's the synonym of the body. In Thai, we have like, in English, we use like, you call like the ear wax, the booger, eye booger, dead skin or something like, you have like different vocabulary for it, right? But for Thai vocabulary, we use the word like the digestive byproduct, like the poo, right? We callขี้, right? Ujjara. But if something come out of your eye, you call kita. It means like the waste from the eye. Kihu is like the waste from the ear. Kimung is the waste from nose. Kifan is like something like between the teeth or something like that. We call kifan, like waste from teeth or something like that. Kiklai is like the dead skin. So we use the word like poo or like something like the waste, something not pleasant coming out of the body. We use the word ki plus the organ in the body. This is like the Thai vocabulary for you all. So this suggests that things that come from the body is not pleasant, is like disgusting, is something that not good smell. Have you ever thought about like why the urine, why the like everything coming out from the body doesn't have like good smell or like the good color? Why it's not like the pink color or something like that? But because it's like the waste. So you can see from the truth that the body is not as nice as you think. When you wake up, you have to go and brush your teeth, right? You have to go and clean yourself, right? Because it's dirty all the time. So that's it. That's why the body or the anthill can be referred to the body. Next, what is fuming by night and flaming by day? Whatever one thinks about and ponders upon during the night concerning the day's affairs, this is fuming by night. But with the translation by Bhikkhu Sujato, he used like the easy word. He said, thinking on and considering all night about what you did during the day, this is the fuming at night. Like when before you go to sleep and then you think or you consider pondering like, oh, I did this, I did that today, oh, it's not good, oh, I should have improved that, blah blah blah. That the Buddha said is the fuming at night. And what is the flaming by day? It's like the work you apply yourself to during the day by body, speech, and mind after thinking about it all night. This is the flaming by day. So at night, instead of be mindful and let go of the past and do not expect anything in the future, but make things like the best at that present moment. But you're thinking, contemplating about what you did today, blah blah blah, before you go to bed. It's just like fuming by night. And when you think about it, when you plan about it, and then you make it happen by body, speech, and mind during the day, that is like put it to flame, put it into the flame. So it's the flaming by day. Next question. Who is Brahmin and who is Sumedha? Oh, before that, I like this. So I'm gonna interrupt you with this one. This is very good. From Spook Water. Also, anthill tunnels make me think of the blood vessel and nerves, and the ants are blood cells and neurotransmitter moving about the body to feed it. Yes, you can think like the blood vessel and like a tunnel as well. So not pleasant, right? Thank you very much, Spook Water. So next question, who is Brahmin and who is Sumedha, or the clever one? The Brahmin is a synonym for the Tathagata, the perfected one, fully self-awakened one, or the Buddha himself. The Brahmin is the Buddha. And Sumedha, or the clever one, is a synonym for a monk who is a learner or a trainee. When the Buddha says someone who is a trainee or a learner is the Putushon, like a normal people, until the Anakhami, like the third level of the noble disciple, because he still have to train himself to be able to 100% get rid of all kilesa. So from the normal people, ordinary people, to the third level of the noble disciple, they still consider a trainee or someone who have to train, who is still a learner. But the one who finished learning is the Arahant, the perfected one, and the Buddha, or the Pacceka Buddha, or the Buddha who cannot teach, So this is the Brahmin is the Buddha himself, the blessed one. And the Sumedha is the one who still have to learn, have to train themselves. So during this story, the Brahman always say, Sumedha, do this. Sumedha, do that. So the Buddha said, okay, you have to follow. This is what you should do. You should train yourself like this, like that. So now after this, we're going to learn what the Buddha tried to tell us to train ourselves, like what to get rid of. Okay. So next question. What is the tool, the sword, the weapon? What is to dig? The tool is a synonym for wisdom. To dig is a synonym for the right effort. So if you can remember, or if you read through from the link that I provided you, the Buddha in that story, the Brahman said the Sumedha, use the tool and dig on. Use the tool and dig on. So it's just like the Buddha told or teach us, taught us to use the wisdom and have the right effort to do this. You know what I mean? So this is a very important point, that we have to use the wisdom together with the right effort. Next, what is a cotter-pin, or what is a toad? A cotter-pin is a synonym for ignorance. Take out the cotter-pin, get rid of the ignorance. Dig, clever one, bringing a tool. This is the meaning of that. A cotter-pin, just like this one, right? It's like an ignorance. The Buddha said, take out the cotter-pin, or take out the wooden latch. Get rid of ignorance, delusion, avijja. Dig, use the right effort. Bring a tool, use the wisdom. So this is the first one. But we can, in the commentary teacher, he used the word wooden lash as well. He said a cotter-pin or a wooden lash. Why the Buddha compare delusion, avijja, or ignorance with the wooden lash or the wooden bar? Because he said, imagine in the Buddha's time, they have like the gate of the city, right? Like the wooden, like big wooden gate. And it needs a wooden lash or a wooden bar to block the gate, right? So delusion is like something that block you from reaching the fully awakened state, block you to reach the nibbana, block you to reach like the right wisdom and right liberation. So the Buddha said, get rid of the wooden lash, get rid of the cotton pin that obstruct you. Take it off. With what? With the wisdom and with the right effort. Okay. And what is a toad? The toad, the frog, or from Venerable Sujato, he said the bullfrog is a term for anger or distress. The Buddha said, throw out the bullfrog, throw out the toad, mean give up anger and distress. Why? The commentary as well just explain like why anger is a synonym for the toad is a synonym for the anger. Because when the toad got disturbed by something, gonna puff themselves up, right? Puff itself up. Just like when you're angry, it's just like, right? Like the reaction is the same, like you puff yourself up with the anger. So the Buddha said, take out the toad, just get rid of the anger. With what? Dig, clever one, bringing a tool. use the wisdom, and then with the right effort. If you be mindful that, oh, the anger arises, then what is the cause? And then, get rid of the cause or something like that. That is the meaning of the thought, which is the anger. Next, what is a fork road? What is a sieve? The fork road is the synonym for doubt, like two ways, either left or right. So it's like the doubt in the virtue of the Buddha, the virtue of the Dhamma, or the virtue of the noble disciples. Like, is it real? I should do this one or that one. What is good? What is bad? I cannot decide, something like that. So it's like the fork road, just for the doubt. The Buddha said, take out the fork path, take out the fork road. Just get rid of doubt. Dig, clever one, bringing a tool. This is the meaning of that. So how to get rid of doubt? Use wisdom and with the right effort to do it step by step, for example. What is a sieve? A sieve is a synonym for the 5 hindrances. This is like refer to the previous sutta that we have studied, right? Let's see like how's it, just the same. The 5 hindrances, what are they? The sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, anxiousness and worry, and doubt. It's just like the sieve, right? So do you remember like the sutta about the hindrances that I talked like the previous Dhamma talk session, It's just like one sutra the Buddha said, thinking about the river coming down from the high mountains, it's gonna be, swift with the great speed, right? Right, that, right? Gonna be with a lot of power. But if you dig many canals, right, like along the way, along the river, you dig like the canal, like this one, this one, this one. So from great speed and great power, gonna be divided into like many things. So from the big river, swift and with great power, gonna be less power and gonna be like slower, something like that. So it's just like the sieve that when you pour something, but there are many holes. So if you shake it, you're gonna, like pour down, something like that. It cannot contain. It's just like the mind with the 5 hindrances. It cannot reach the one-pointedness of mind. It cannot be stable. It cannot be that powerful. So the Buddha said, take out the sieve, get rid of the 5 hindrances, dig, bring a tool, use the wisdom, and with the right effort, get rid of the 5 hindrances and make the mind stable, reach the one-pointedness of mind, reach the meditative state. And with that, from the right concentration will lead you the right wisdom. Know what is right, know things as they really are, aniccaṃ tukkhaṃ anattā, something like that. This is about the sieve and the 5 hindrances. Next, what is the tortoise? This is a synonym for the 5 aggregates of clinging, or in Pali we use panca upathana khandha. Panca is 5, right? Upathana khandha, aggregates of clinging. So the form or matter that you cling, the feeling or sensation that you cling on, perception that you cling on, mental formation that you cling on, and consciousness that you cling on. So it's just like the tortoise. In the commentary, he said like, why the Buddha compared with the tortoise? Is, look at the picture. It has 1 head and 4 legs, right? So it's just 5 of them. So it refers to the 5 aggregates of clinging. This too, the Buddha said, take out the tortoise, get rid of the 5 aggregates of clinging. Dig, clever one, bringing a tool. Use the wisdom, and with the right effort, you dig the wrong view about the 5 aggregates of clinging to get rid of the clinging to anything, the 5 khandha, the form that you cling on to, the feeling, the perception, mental formation, and consciousness. And then next, what is a shopping board? It has a shopping board as well. This is a synonym for the 5 strands of sense pleasure. Forms cognizable by the eye, sounds cognizable by the ear, smells cognizable by the nose, taste cognizable by the tongue, tangibles cognizable by the body, which are wanted, lovely, pleasant, likable, sensual, enticing. Check out the shopping board. Get rid of the 5 strands of sense pleasure. Dig, bring a tool, and then dig. Use the wisdom and the right effort to know that 5 strands of sense pleasure is just impermanence. It's just the happiness from it does not last long. Eventually, it's gonna change. So why try so hard to get like the smell that I like, the taste that I like. For some people, oh, this is like the new restaurant in town. I need to go and like order and then take a picture and then post on the Instagram or Facebook or something like that, and to taste something that all people say is nice, oh, delicious thing, but that feeling cannot last long, right? You feel when you feel full, you have to observe, like when you are hungry, the taste is gonna be oh so delicious, but when you start to feel full, it's gonna change, right? I don't think I can take it anymore because like maybe it's too sweet and that's it for me. Too full, I cannot take it anymore, and the feeling of oh so delicious just fade away. So the 5 strands of sense pleasure give the happiness just for a little while, but sometimes you have to suffer for a long time to get it, right? You have to work so hard, you have to work overtime to be able to buy a nice bag that does not last long as you think, or you have to work overtime to eat, to be able to eat in the fine dining restaurant, something like that, which lasts like short period of time. So the Buddha said, use wisdom with the right effort, get rid of the 5 strands of sense pleasure. Next question, what is meat? This is a synonym for the passion of delight, or with the word that Pali word we use. In Pali word is the word called nanti raha. Nanti raha, Venerable Bhikkhu Sujato translate as, where is it? Greed and relishing. Greed and relishing, or here you use the passion of delight. When you relish in something, right? Oh, so happy, I enjoy it a lot, or something like that. It's just like the meat. The Buddha said, take out pieces of meat, get rid of the passion of delight, get rid of nantiraka in Pali, get rid of the relishing, the greed and clinging because you enjoy so much. Dig, clever one, bringing a tool. This is the meaning of that. In the commentary teacher explained about the shopping board and the meat, that the meat and the shopping, the meat on the shopping board or something like that is something that most people like it a lot, right? Some people, like most people, may not prefer like eat vegetable alone, but when they see meat on the shopping board, they have like the good feeling, and then like they enjoy having meat or something like that. So maybe it's why the Buddha refer or use this as a synonym, and it come together, right? Shopping board, knife, and the meat comes together. So the 5 strands of sense pleasure and the relishing feeling, the greed, the passion of delight, so delightful about it, make you want more of the sense pleasure. So this, the Buddha said, you should get rid of it as well. And this is the last question. What is the Naka serpent? What is the Naka? You know, Naka, just like the big snake. Naka in Pali, there are many translation. Even in Thai, Naka can mean the noble one. Naka can mean elephant. Naka can mean the snake or the king, the noble one, or the, you know, like the Buddha himself called Naka. In Thailand, before you ordain, you're gonna shave your head and you're gonna wear like a white cloth or something like that. And people gonna call you Naka. Nak is the one who prepare to ordain, have the full ordination. So Naka here is a synonym for the Arahant, the one who attained Arahantship, whose unwholesome qualities or kilesa are all destroyed. The Buddha, he said, let the Naka be. Just let them be. Do not touch, maybe do not harm, do relevance to the Naka, pay respect with the, you know, like do relevance to the Naka. So this is the last one. So this is the way to, you know, like teach us, like the Buddha tell us, the trainee, that you should get rid of this, and the last one, there is the Arahant, there is the perfected one, the one who finished training, finished learning, and can get rid of all the unwholesome qualities. Pay respect to them. Let them be, like praise them. Do not harm them. Like you can go and then ask for the Arahant and ask the question, but do not harm them. Let them be, let them, you know, like be with the happy state or something like that. So this is all the 15 questions in the anthill discourse or the termite mound discourse. Now you all know the answer of all 15 questions, right? But remember that what is very important from this sutta is the weapon or the tool is the wisdom. To dig is to have the right effort. This reminds me of one of the sutta called Cattarisaka Maha. Yeah, Cattarisaka Sut. I think this is like the 40 long quality or something like that in you know, for the translation, Cattari Mahasaka Sut. The Buddha talk about the noble eightfold paths, you know, each one. What is the right view? What is the right thinking? What is the right speech? What is the right livelihood? Something like that. And for each path, then the Buddha said, what you need to do is to be mindful. The first thing that is very important, that you have the right view, the right knowledge, you have wisdom to know what is right and what is wrong, right? You have to have the knowledge that this is the right view, this is the wrong view. You have to be able to distinguish. So the first one, to have the wisdom. Then you need to cultivate mindfulness. So you be mindful, oh, now I know this is wrong. What's the next step? Have the right effort. The right effort have four, right? To prevent evil and unwholesome state of mind from arising. At first, prevent. But if the unwholesome state of mind arised already, get rid of it. Get rid of such unwholesome state that have already arisen. And then cause to arise or to produce to make it happen. Oh no, to make it happen. To produce, to cause to arise what? Good and wholesome state of mind that not yet arisen. Make it arise instead. If the good thing arise instead, the bad thing cannot arise, right? And the last one, to develop and bring to perfection the good and wholesome state of mind that already present. So bring back to that topic. In Mahajattarisaka Sutta, the Buddha said, in each path, of the Noble Eightfold Path, in each path, then you have to have the knowledge or the wisdom first. What is right? What is wrong? What is the right view? What is the wrong view? What is the right thought? What is the wrong thought? What is the right speech? What is the wrong speech? Something like that. After that, you have to be mindful. Oh, this is wrong. Now, this is wrong. And then have the right effort to prevent, get rid, make it arise, make a good thing arise, and then develop the wholesome quality or something like that. So this is like something, relate from the sutra. And it's very important that have wisdom. If you don't have wisdom, then you can refer to the sutra that how to have the wisdom. What is the factors for the wisdom to arise? Maybe the two factors. There are many factors, right? But I'm going to talk about two factors. The first one, palato kosa. That means you listen from somewhere else. You can read, you can listen to the Dhamma talk. And after that, yoniso manasikara. So you use that information that you have listened or you have read and then embrace it. Think about it. Contemplate about it with, cause and effect. Is it good? Is it bad? And then you have, thinking process. But you have to listen or read, learn from somewhere else, and then to contemplate, to reflect here. And then step by step, the wisdom gonna arise from that. So the first one, wisdom. And then you have to dig with the right effort. So this is like from the discourse on the anthill, and it's 15 puzzles. This is all. I hope you like it. And now let me read the comments, and if you have any question, you can ask as well. So, hi Luisa, สวัสดีค่ะ Ayya. Thank you. Hi Yankee Apple. Hi Bhumika. Agnani. Hi Miguel, right? Hi spoke water, and he said booger, right? Out of that beautiful mouth, booger, unforgettable, right? Everything that come up from the body, just like not pleasant, just like the anthill. Luisa said, thank you for this beautiful presentation. Thank you very much. I try to use the presentation as a way to help me to give the Dhamma talk in English, Hi, Chayanta Fernando. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Dhamma learner. Happy to have you sharing the Dhamma for us once again. Thank you. And Bhumika said, I'm from New Jersey, Sadhu. And this one, I cannot read the name. Thank you. So do you have any question? This is like the very, very good. I hope you have heard it for the first time because, it's good to listen to something that you haven't heard before. Before I do the Dhamma in English, this one, I had talked about it in Thai, and Thai people like it a lot. Like in Thai, we use the word ปริศนาจอมปลวก like a puzzle from the anthill, and people like it a lot because they can learn many things from it, especially the wisdom and the right effort, and what should we get rid of as well. So that's why I think like, it's better to share with you in English. And Sut asks, who was the Deva at the beginning of the sutta? If you read in commentary, The Deva here is the Anakhami Deva, the third level of the noble disciple. In the past life, Venerable Kumara Kassapa, he used to be a monk in one life. I'm not sure which one, but during the time of the Buddha, not this Buddha, he tried to reach the liberation as well. He was a monk with 5 of them, and they all together said oh, we have to train and practice hard to be able to reach the nibbana. So they climbed up to the top of the hill, 5 of them, and they swore I'm not gonna get down, climb down off from this mountain if I do not reach the nibbana, meaning I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna reach the arahantship or I'm gonna die here. So 5 of them practiced. The first one, the teacher, reached the arahantship. He was the arahant. The second one, this is the Deva that come to teach the Venerable Kumara Kassapa. He's reached Anakhami, but the 3 of them died without attaining, or be the noble disciple. So the second one, the Arahant Deva, not Arahant, the Anakhami Deva, the noble disciple, when he, be the Brahma in the Brahma realm, and he always, think oh, where are my friends? Where are my friends who train themselves so hard and then die up there? Because they have sworn that if I have not attained, I will not climb down here and get food. So they starve there and then die. So the Anakhami Deva just oh, where are my friends? Oh, this is my friend. And then he came down from the Brahma realm to teach each one. Not to teach, but to give the puzzle like that. Or maybe, talk something and then make them think. Or for this case, the Deva told a story and make the 15 questions for the Venerable Kumara Kassapa to ask the Buddha himself. And if you ask the Buddha, you learn all the answer, and then you have to contemplate and then practice. And then after that, Kumara Kassapa, he attained the arahantship as well. So this is the example of Kalyana Mitta. Kalyana Mitta is good friends. The Buddha said, Kalyana Mitta, or the good friend, is not just the half of the life of celibacy, not half of, the practice life, like a trainee life, but it's the whole of the trainee life. You need someone as the Kalyana Mitta. You need someone as a good friend, either the teacher or someone, to practice with you, to ask, to, get the wisdom from. So now we can have the blessed one, the Buddha, as the good friend, like the role model. And whatever he, taught us, we follow, something like that. So this Kalyana Mitta. And this is the Deva that Sut asks. Spookwater said it helps me to remember Bookers. Dhamma learner said, I joined late, but it was very interesting at that point and we'll listen during the day. Thank you very much. That's why it's good to have YouTube so you can rewatch it again. And yeah, any more questions? I hope you learn a lot, and I don't know, in your area that you're gonna see the anthill that frequent a lot or not. But for me, there are many anthills in Mahavanatutanka, in the monastery that I stay. So every time I see the anthill, and now I see the example of the body. See the nature and then reflect upon yourself. Oh, the anthill. See the ant and the tunnel inside. It's just like Spookwater says, just like the blood vessel. Oh, another point that I forgot to mention. In the commentary said, in the body, inside the body, it's just like inside the anthill. There are many deaths of the ants, right? They're gonna die there. They're gonna, like, it's just like the toilet in there, right? Toilet, birth, death, anything happen inside the anthill, just like this body. There are many things going on inside here, right? And also, some people, some people have, brought this thing like in this body. It's just like the cemetery of the dead animals. Just like when you eat meat or anything, and then come into the body. So the body is just like the cemetery of the dead animal. So that's why when we dead, and in Thailand we have the cremation, and some places they still have like the open doors cremation place. So you can see how the body burned up, how the corpse burned up. So, and you can experience with the smell as well. The odor, the scent is very, very unpleasant. It's just like the cemetery has, like wide open for you all to experience, to see and to smell and to see the truth about the body. When you learn a lot about this, about the truth of this body that is not pleasant at all, so now you learn to try to not cling onto the body that much. For some people, I need to use this, special shampoo or special thing, not, in terms of medicine or, to heal, but for the scent, for the smell. Oh, this smells so good, then I should buy a lot, to help make my body smell good as well, something like that. So after you learn a lot about this, maybe you can, use any kind of shampoo or the bath for the soap or something like that. Just like when you order an monastic, you cannot, order like, I like this, I like that. Whatever the lay people donate, then we have to use. We cannot say like, can I get like bath and body work? Can I get like this special? I don't really remember the name of anything right now. Yeah, but you cannot, order specifically something like that. Okay. I hope you learned a lot today, and now when you see the shopping board, when you see the meat, when you see the anthill, when you see the sieve, when you see the toad or anything, as in this presentation, then you will remember of this sutra about the anthill, and then you can reflect on the truth of life, and then you can, follow what the Buddha taught us. Get rid of the illusion. Oh no, get rid of the delusion. Get rid of ignorance. Get rid of the 5 aggregates of clinging. Get rid of the 5 strengths of sense pleasure. Get rid of the releasing feeling of the 5 sense pleasure. Get rid of all those things with wisdom and right effort. With the wisdom and right effort, then you can accomplish step by step. Okay? Any more questions? Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Douglas. Or if you have any recommendation, or if you would like to listen to any particular topics, then you can request as well, and then I can do for the next week. Should ask Dear Ayya, how far can the lay person go with wisdom and right effort? You can go as far as arahantship. For the lay person, you can go as far as the arahantship. You can attain the arahantship. But the commentary say, if you attain, there is one example, I cannot remember. She's the bhikkhuni, she's the woman, and she's the wife of the king, I think. And when she listened to the Dhamma and she reached arahant, and she reached the arahantship, right? And then the Buddha asked the king himself, like, your wife reached the arahantship. You can choose. She can die today. In the commentary said, like, the body of like the lay people, like, if not with the, this robe or something like that, cannot bear so much of like the wholesome qualities. So she can, like, die today, or maybe you can let her ordain as a bhikkhuni, in that she can bear this like wholesome quality or something like that. And the king said, like, she can ordain. So she became the bhikkhuni. I cannot remember her name. So yes, you can go as far as the arahant. Kit said, at least in Florida, we have lots of ants, so it's good one for me to notice here. Thank you, Ayya. Thank you very much. It's good for you all to be able to, when you see things, the Dhamma is not just when you sitting meditate, do the sitting meditation or walking meditation. Dhamma, or the teachings of the Buddha, can be learned throughout the day. You can learn with, many things in daily life. If you have listened a lot of the Dhamma, Palato Kosa, right, the first factor, listen a lot, and then use it, embrace it, use it, and then you see for yourself. This is the two factors to have the wisdom. Yes. Okay. So actually, as Sud asked, even the lay people or even the monastic can attain the full liberation. But for someone who cannot ordain, they can, practice and then reach the like awakening state. But for the monastic, why we choose, like for me, why I choose to ordain, because it's easier for me, that's all. And I have like opportunity, I have the family to support me, something like that. So that's why I choose this path. But it's not like that you have to ordain to reach arahantship. No. Lay people and the monastic, we can practice. But if one day that you decide that you want to be the monastic, you want to ordain, because it's easier. It's easier to keep the precepts, right? Because like I don't, live with the refrigerator, live with, like many friends to invite me to their party or something like that. So it's easier for me to practice with this monastic life. That's all. Vivian said, at request, could you please teach Sutta middle link, right? 35 next time. Okay, I'm gonna try to find it. If I can understand it. If it's not too hard for me to understand, I'm gonna do it. Thank you. 25, right? 25 is, 35. 35, what is called? Oh, not this one. Okay, I have to find it first. Chapter on pairs. 35 is about a short discourse with what is it? Sakjaka. Okay, I'm gonna have a look, and then if I can, I'm gonna talk about it. Okay. Thank you very much for your request, and that should be helpful for many people as well. Hello from Chile, South America. Thank you for your Dhamma talk. Your talk bring the Dhamma. Oh, for Dhamma learner, your talk bring the Dhamma alive. They are very inspiring. That's good to hear about it. So thank you everyone to join the Dhamma session today. Thank you Empty Cloud for giving me the opportunity. And I hope you all learned something very beneficial and, like inspiring, and then can be, used throughout the day. And it's gonna help you, prosper during the noble path to the right liberation. Dear Vishnu, right? Namo Puthaya, dear Venerable Ayya. I'm from Singaraja, North Bali. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Thank you, Mana. Thank you, Vivian, and everyone. So before we leave, let us say Sadhu, Sadhu for 3 times. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu Anumodhami. Sadhu. Thank you very everyone. Have a good day. And may the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha protect you all. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu.